Welcome to the Prime Health Podcast with your host, Dr. Derek Barron. Dr. Barron interviews doctors, wellness experts, and healthcare leaders who are revolutionizing how we approach health and longevity. The Prime Health Podcast explores breakthrough science, personal and patient stories, and practical insights that are shaping the future of health and wellness. So sit back, listen in, and prepare to transform how you think about your path towards Prime Health with Dr. Barron and his special guest.
Hello, my name is Dr. Derek Barron, and welcome to another amazing episode of the Prime Health Podcast. We interview doctors, nurses, and wellness experts and healthcare leaders who are revolutionizing how we approach health and longevity. We explore breakthrough science, personal and patient stories, and practical insights that are shaping the future of health and wellness. Now, before we get into today's episode and our amazing guest, just a quick note from our sponsor, Grow Solutions. They are your business growth partner for busy health wellness professionals. Now, Grow Solutions works to eliminate your biggest headaches in practice and or in business, whether it's getting new patients and or clients, improving patient communication, practice operations and systems, and of course, nowadays, implementing AI into your practice. We are not a vendor. We are a partner in growth with you and your business. So if you've ever asked yourself this question or made this statement, I'm too busy to grow, too slow to scale, or too overwhelmed to fix it, we can definitely help. If you have any questions, drop the word growth below or reach out to me on any of the social links below. We'll make sure to get in touch with you. But the important part of today's episode is our guest. So I'm super excited to introduce you to Dr. Maya Sarkisyan, a doctor of Oriental Medicine and a functional medicine practitioner who is also a master NLP practitioner and the founder of the Dr. Maya Clinic. Now, for over 15 years, she's been helping patients achieve deep, lasting wellness by uncovering and addressing the physical and emotional root cause of illness. Dr. Maya specializes in the connection between the unresolved emotional trauma and chronic health conditions, including chronic stress, gut health, hormone balance, and psychosomatic conditions. Through her signature emotional detoxification process, she's helped hundreds of patients restore balance, reclaim their energy, and transform their overall vitality. Dr. Maya, welcome to the Prime Health Podcast.
Hi, Dr. Derek. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I ask this question all the time, really to start the podcast out, but there was probably, maybe, I don't want to assume, but was there a moment in your life that really changed your journey of saying, you know what, I need to go into healthcare?
Well, I'm being asked this question so often. And of course, it is a personal story, and I will be very happy to share it with you. To start with, that it's not my first career. My first career was a software engineering, and I was a software engineer and a system architect on Wall Street when I lived in New York City. And that path led me to many long hours, a lot of stress, and I loved my work. So it's not that I didn't like it. I loved a lot. There's a lot of magic in it, and I still love it. But being in a corporate environment for many years under high stress, my health started deteriorating, and I got an autoimmune condition. I was diagnosed with autoimmune condition that nobody really connected to stress or to anything emotional. And what happened is that I realized that this autoimmune condition coincided with a personal trauma experience. So when I realized that, then there was a series of events. I learned neurolinguistic programming, which is NLP, went through the whole process of self-discovery while still working on a Wall Street, and realized that the world is much bigger and brighter and much more interesting. So I created these connections between health and emotions and decided to embark on this journey to become the kind of a doctor, but first a practitioner of NLP, but then it evolved to be a doctor that will actually address both conditions, both sides, physical and emotional, and to achieve results in faster and more effective and lifelong lasting way.
Yeah. Well, so oftentimes we do have personal issues that make us change on our systems and our own personal processes and how we do with it. So unfortunately glad that you had to go through that pain to get to where you are today, because I'm sure it's helping a bunch of other people along the way, your patients and clients. And there was a shift of you going from when you started NLP to then getting into holistic medicine and functional medicine, and what inspired you to try and merge the Eastern and Western approaches?
Well, to go from NLP to medicine, and specifically holistic medicine, was that I realized that personal behavioral change is really difficult when you are not feeling well, or when you have health issues that are being failed to resolve. And then it's hard to make any behavioral change. So I started learning about medicine, and regular Western, I call it contemporary medicine, does not provide many answers. It's mostly trying to resolve symptoms, and it's not addressing root cause. So at that time, I decided that I'll go towards holistic health and get educated extensively in a holistic health. So I became a doctor in Chinese and Oriental medicine. And then with that brought great results. But I discovered, being a scientist and a programmer in my first life, so to speak, that there are a lot of science that still were not being used in conventional medicine. And that field was called functional medicine. So when I learned about functional medicine, I realized it was kind of a natural to blend two worlds together of holistic medicine and functional medicine, because that kind of a medicine takes into account all aspects of person's life: physical, emotional, mental, behavioral, even spiritual health. And that approach started working wonders. And so I started took a deep dive and went really deeply into functional medicine. And I have to say that is evolving so much. It's also very interesting.
Yeah. Functional medicine is definitely a hot button that's out there for people. And I think it's great, and not getting into politics, but I think that what's happening from the MAHA movement is allowing people to think differently about what's happening with health. And that's a good thing. It's just more in front of us, and people are always looking to elevate their health. But I think what's interesting with you is you have a very strong tie into the emotional health influence that has on physical health. And so why do you emphasize emotional detox in your practice?
When somebody has unresolved emotional trauma, and when I say emotional trauma, I don't mean huge, big trauma. I mean something that changed the way you think as a healthy person. And a healthy, I mean emotionally, physically successful. If you are trying to do something for yourself, achieve sort of a success, and there are obstacles that you encounter that you cannot do, and then you realize that you have disempowering beliefs about yourself, then that is an obstacle for the physical health as well, and vice versa. So physical problem can create issues in emotional health, emotional disempowering, limiting beliefs definitely affect your physical health through the self-sabotage, consciously and subconsciously, through like adopting victimhood mentality of, oh, that is not my fault that it's happening to me, or it's not my responsibility. It's responsibilities of my doctors to resolve my issues, and I'm not even going to question them. So that kind of stuff, I think it's rooted in, I will call it emotional trauma, perhaps in the childhood, when the child becomes disempowered and feels like a victim. So when we work on that situations where in the body those limiting, disempowering beliefs are stored, because in a holistic medicine, in Chinese medicine, we store different emotions in a different areas of our body, in the different organs. So if there is a specific big emotion that's surfacing, I see a lot of correlations with that specific organ or organ system. When we start addressing both at the same time, then the change towards progress, the healing change, happens much more rapidly than if somebody goes to psychologist or psychotherapy, or somebody goes to conventional or even functional medicine or holistic. When it happens together, then change is fast and very lasting.
Okay, so that brings up an interesting question personally as I'm asking this. So if are people searching out for you from the emotional side or from the physical side to find you to make them feel better?
Both. Some
Okay.
people know me from NLP world. I also practice neuro-emotional technique. That is also another very wonderful technique for rapid change in the body and mind. So some people search me for that. I've been a master NLP practitioner. I coordinated training in one of the leading companies in the United States. And I practice NLP every day to help people achieve success and behavioral change. And NLP is all about success mentality of reprogramming your own mind. Because if you are doing something over and over again, trying to achieve another different result, it's just not going to happen. You got to become a different person to achieve different result. So NLP provides us with many tools of changing you in a way how you see fit. So I teach my patients of how to do it themselves, because I don't know what they want. Sometimes they cannot even share because they don't know, but given tools, that we can work together with them to achieve that change. And
Yeah. So you allow them you give them guidance, but you also allow them tools to help themselves.
of course, definitely. I started creating workshops online that are self-guided, and they can download their worksheets and work through each emotion over and over and over again. The different emotions or the same emotion, to get rid of that. There are a combination of tools that will allow to change, because you see, when you change your beliefs, your emotions, beliefs, I don't mean religious beliefs, I mean personal beliefs about who you are, what the world is, so you become a more successful person in every area of your life, then the disease, physical disease, doesn't have any other chance but change to the best. Because now you're a different person. You cannot be carrying the same physical issues as you carried when you were a more disempowered person. You're empowered. Every cell in your body is empowered and regenerating as you are upgrading your level of consciousness.
That sounds pretty powerful, by all means. And that makes me think there's probably misconceptions that people and maybe even other practitioners have about how functional medicine and emotional health work together.
Yes. So if we shift in the world of functional medicine and look from the functional medicine to emotional health, so just to briefly talk about what functional medicine is for our viewers, because not everybody knows it. I would like to introduce you to the world of functional medicine as a state-of-the-art, scientifically based functional testing. So testing done not by LabCorp or Quest, but by specialized labs that provides testing in neurotransmitters such as serotonin, dopamine, GABA, all of them, food sensitivity testing, immune testing to test for any kind of autoimmune conditions. It can be early Alzheimer prevention test. It's a heavy metals test, toxin test on your body. So not only loads of it, like a heavy metals, mold, mycotoxin, other, but also how your body responds to it. It's a gluten testing. It's a leaky gut or intestinal permeability testing. So when we test that and find some sort of dysfunction, some particular dysfunctions can seriously affect mental health. Gluten sensitivity been scientifically linked to brain function, to allergies, and allergies make somebody foggy, right? So if you have allergies constantly, inflammation is raging in a body, you cannot really even think straight. If you cannot think straight, you're going to become anxious or depressed. And if it's undiagnosed, on that level, then you would be referred to psychologists. Then psychologists will refer you to psychiatrists, and the psychiatrist will prescribe you SSRIs. When in reality, you might have the food sensitivity issues or leaky gut or mycotoxins. And this kind of a cases, there are people who come to me when they are misdiagnosed, undiagnosed, underdiagnosed, or self-diagnosed. Yeah. And when we make changes with tools of functional medicine, of course, finding out of any unresolved emotional trauma that could be exacerbated by physical symptoms. So they see how they can meet together, because the problem happens when there is a vulnerability. So when that happens, that person is some sort of in this endless loop of deteriorating physically and emotionally. So this how we can use functional medicine to identify weak points in the body that can meet weakness from the emotional side, and then we can treat it.
Okay, so you will do body work with people, you'll do mental work with people, and you'll use tests that will help them find out where there's shortcomings, functional deficits, and improve that from the physician standpoint, and then work with them from the mental standpoint to help them take it themselves to the next level.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, the body work happens or together or after functional testing, because with the functional testing, I do not prescribe medication. I don't really believe in giving people a lot of medications, but I work with people's medications. So if they are prescribed, I don't take them off medication. With the time, they will get off them with their prescribing physician. What I prescribe is supplementation to get out of trouble, and then another phase of supplementation to kind of stay out of trouble, and then the maintenance, perhaps not even supplementation, but just from the beginning to an end, it's a lifestyle change. It's a nutritional change, thinking change, goal setting change, like that kind of stuff to maintain their health, because by that time, patients educated about their life choices, not only about their disease, but why it happened, how to not let anything like this happen again. Because when something happens, it's not just one thing. As a doctor, you know that too, that it's, if we cover up the issue will come from somewhere else. It will become migraine or another allergy or hormonal imbalance, because we know how body is interconnected. Every cell is interconnected, every system. Your hormone system is connected to your digestion, connected to your nervous. So when we just try to give, not us, doctors, try to give them a drug, a medicine, and hoping that something will change. It will change in that area, but it might come out from a different area. So the idea is to educate my patient.
I love that, because the body has its own innate ability to heal itself, and it's like water. If there's a problem, water is going to go to the lowest point and find a way to get through. If there's an internal problem that we're covering up with potentially a medication or a psychological issue that we're dealing with, it's going to find its way out no matter how much we try and fight it.
It's a fantastic metaphor. Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah. So, Dr. Maya, what are some, I'm sure you see a vast array of them, but what are some common conditions that people seek you out for?
People come to me a lot of times saying something is off and I don't know what it is, because all my biomarkers are clean, but I have headaches, I have a foggy mind, I am tired all the time. So they are undiagnosed. So a lot of people come after many, many doctors, even functional medicine doctors who are also MDs. And so they are undiagnosed. Some people come with hormonal imbalance, and that would be people over generally, it's funny, over 30 years old. Now people started having more hormonal imbalance than before. I attribute it to probably toxicity in our environment, in our water, food, and, I think news and emotional charge. Yeah. Some people come with digestive disorders that also have unknown cause, because, and digestive disorders are interesting because it can be diagnosed with microbiome test or food sensitivity test, when people have gut permeability, it can create a lot of issues in the different areas, different body systems. And a lot of people come with emotion for the emotional work because they realize that it's not necessarily in their mind. They've been to psychologists for a long, long time, and it created change. I like psychology work. I have many friends who are psychologists, but they feel that their body is stopping them from implementing a change. So with the uses of neuroemotional technique, neurolinguistic programming, sometimes I do hypnosis. So with all that, person can feel how light their body becomes. And of course, it creates hope and understanding that, oh yeah, my emotions are really been stored in my body for a long time. And people refer each other because of that. And it's very rewarding, I would say. So, and people who come with undiagnosed problems like gut hormonal imbalance, they also know they're stressed out, dissatisfied with their lives, in their relationships, with their children, and with their progress in life of who they became versus who they wanted to become. And then we start work with identifying how did that happen quickly, and then how to create that change from now on. And I also always say, today is a first day to the rest of your life. And right now you can make a decision to make this change, and it starts with the decision. So that kind of people generally come to me. It's a broad range, as you can see.
Yeah, that makes it exciting and interesting every day, I'm sure.
It does.
Yeah, Dr. Maya, how do you see the future of integrative and functional medicine evolving over the next decade?
Well, I see great changes in science with the use of AI and technology, and also that regular people, not only selected few, are being exposed to advances in medicine. And I always encourage my patients and friends and everybody I meet to learn more about it, more about yourself and your choices in your own healing. Because again, we don't want to shift blame or responsibilities or anything to other people. We want to take power in our own hands, right? About what we want in life. Nobody knows what you want, but you know better than anybody else.
Right.
So I think integrative and functional medicine will rapidly evolve. I hope that commercial insurances will pay for it. I really hope that nutrigenomic DNA testing, just the basic DNA testing on how your body functions in terms of vitamins or nutrients or brain function or any like cholesterol levels, because it's all in our DNA. I have a vision that every baby who is born is being tested with this kind of test of DNA, because it will give parents a manual to their baby of how to feed the baby. What if baby has a celiac disease? So they never will feed this baby with gluten or any lactose intolerance. Or what if the baby's been compromised with the something with bones? So we're not talking about terrible diseases or cancers. We're talking about generic nutrition that parents could start their children on a healthy life. Or if baby cannot detox, then that is a very big problem right now with a lot of toxins in the environment, and children who cannot detox, they are much more prone to issues. So I see a future of integrative and functional medicine is that holistic medicine, functional medicine, conventional medicine working together with use of technology and open-mindedness and compassion, which is very important.
Yeah, I love that. I've not really thought of that infant testing to find out how you can help them achieve optimal health as soon as possible versus, and a specific as our son, he was born premature. He was an in vitro fertilization baby. So we had struggles at the start. and he had some gluten reactions. And even though I'm a chiropractor and I've been in healthcare, I wasn't catching it. I wasn't seeing it. So I would be okay with the heel prick blood test that's going to be able to tell me, okay, Derek and Terry, my wife, you guys needed to direct your child's healthcare in this direction. That's a great idea.
It's not even a prick test. It's a saliva test. It's just a swab. And I do have it. I provide it to my patients and babies. And I think it's a great newborn gift. If somebody will like a baby shower, it's a great gift for the future parents, like a little test kit. They are inexpensive right now. And that is one-time test for your entire life. Wouldn't that be wonderful? That can change somebody's health trajectory dramatically.
Immediately. I love that. So since you're saying that stuff, I'd love it, of course, not breaking confidentiality, but can you share a success story of a patient coming through your care and how they've changed?
Oh, I have so many. Let me see. Over years, there's so many, really, some more dramatic, some not. I, for example, had one patient, and that was a few years ago. That was a very dramatic change. The guy came completely depressed. His wife was expecting a baby. He wanted to be a great father, but he was so depressed on medication, on the highest level of SSRIs, that did not help anymore. So I looked at him. I immediately diagnosed him with Candida, very high levels of Candida, H. pylori, terrible dysbiosis in the gut, and treated that. At the same time, I worked with him on his communication style with his boss, because he also felt extremely disempowered. We even changed his language by studying boss's preferences, and he started communicating with boss differently. At the same time, we got rid of the Candida. He was a very disciplined guy. I have to tell you that one great thing that somebody can do for themselves when they embark on a health program, and as a chiropractor, you know that, they need to be disciplined. Yeah. And the more disciplined you are, the better, the faster the change will happen, and committed. But I work on that too, on the motivation and commitment as well. Okay. And within, I will say, probably 2 months, he was smiling, he was happy, he got a promotion. He actually became a partner in the firm. And of course, he stopped coming, which is, for me, it's a success. I like that. I don't want people to come for me for years and years. I like creating this big lasting change. And then people keep coming back with upgrades or like a maintenance or something else happening. And they already know where to go to get a result. Because I think we all face a problem with getting result. So when they know that they can come here to get a result, then they will come. Another great, I just remember that, another great one, like woman came with migraines and insomnia. So, and she came to, I think she said, do you have Chinese herbs for that? And I said, yes, I do. But after I talked with her, I realized that her issue was actually purely emotional. She had an issue in her at her work. She didn't see a future. She didn't know how her financial situation is. And in her work, she faced the difficulties with her boss as well. So I called it, it's like, how did I call it? Situational anxiety. So it was a situational problem. So we worked on that. Migraine stopped. Insomnia stopped, the relationship improved, and she also got a promotion. She jumped over 1 tier of promotion. So that was very successful. And I sometimes see her on the LinkedIn from time to time, and she's doing great. She has her own practice, right? Not practice, her own consulting company right now.
Well, thank you for sharing. Those are 2 unique aspects of how people can make a change. And going to the typical primary care physician, I don't know if they're going to get that. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably not. So
I have referrals. I have referrals from primary care physicians, from psychologists, a lot from psychologists to do this breakthrough. And because they see it's a physical issue or issue of the body resisting.
Okay. All right. So I want to throw kind of an odd question here. If within the healthcare system, or if you could remove one common health practice or belief from society forever, what would it be and why?
I will give you two from a physical and emotional. Would it be okay?
Please do.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so one is common belief is start treating yourself, start healing process when you have symptoms. A symptom is when system happen when something is really gone wrong for a long time. I would say that the common belief should be a preventative care, preventative testing, maybe once a year, do preventive testing, or when something just seemed to be not quite right, got to go to functional medicine or holistic practitioner and say, Doc, I want to do a maintenance. This is a year. We got to do gut. We got to do hormone metabolism, not a blood test for levels, but how I am detoxing these estrogens from my body. Let's look at the cortisol. Let's look if I'm sensitive to something, and let's create a plan for a year. So that would be one belief that to get rid of, like I'm not going to take care of my health until I am suffering.
Oof. No.
Right?
Yeah.
So that would be great. And for emotional, I say one great practice would be is setting goals. Because when you start setting goals in short-term goals, long-term goals, I'm a big fan of Napoleon Hill work, and that really influenced my life in so many ways. So I believe that when you know your goals, short-term and long-term, in every area of your life, people say business goals, but they don't set personal goals or personal development goals or emotional goals. When we have all these goals, it's easy to gauge the progress of your body as well. Because as I said before, when you are upgrading to a better version of you, you will feel a difference in how you physically feel. So you will know, oh, okay, I need to take better care of myself because I am about to achieve this goal, but something is off in the body. So this way you do kind of an emotional and physical, and then you know the progression for your own personal life, and everything gets much better this way. You can see your transition from who you were and where you are going. And the best thing about it, that everybody around you will be inspired with you, and they will go there with you, and you will have a way better quality of people around you.
Yeah, I would agree. It's a great approach for your patients and anyone that's listening. I mean, those two answers that you gave are great for anybody looking to make small but eventually large changes in their life. So thank you very much for sharing that. Kind of as a health practitioner, again, if every person or if anyone could do one thing each day to protect their long-term health, what would you recommend?
Besides goal setting every day?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I am a big believer in routines. I like my morning routines and evening routines. And now morning routines is not taking shower and brushing teeth necessarily. It's a part of it. But also, I like cold showers. Cold showers are great. And for the evening routine is very important, and I will make an emphasis on that one. Do not watch TV or eat anything 3 hours before you sleep. And if you are doing something, reading something, thinking something, writing something, it has to be something that will be progressive for your mind and for your goals, because during your sleep, your brain relaxes, right? And all the thoughts that were right before you sleep will be processing in your mind, manifesting a next reality for you. So where you want to go. So please do not have TV in your bedroom. Make your bedroom a sanctuary. Journal. I have a gratitude list. So the like 10 things you're grateful for every night. I also have idea list with what ideas I have, like 10 ideas a day. I do that sometimes. But positive thinking even people who are depressed or anxious, they also can be grateful for something or have some sort of a hopeful thinking before sleep, and let your mind process it during the restoration.
Yeah. Allow sleep to help you heal mentally and physically.
Yes. And manifest your reality.
There you go.
Your desired reality.
Correct. The white hot desire, to phrase Napoleon Hill.
Yes.
So a little small transition here, Dr. Maya, in regards to your business itself. Like, what are you focusing on in your business right now to help it grow?
I would like to reach, well, I'm working on, right, reaching more people at the same time. So I started creating courses, continuing education units for professionals, bringing more awareness about emotional health into holistic medicine and how to integrate both. So I started doing that, and also started doing courses that will be small, very like a bite-sized, chunk achievable little things, like you just said, right? What are the best thing that you can do? And that can be something that has an exercises with it. So practical guides. And I started posting them online for everybody to see. I use social media to promote that. And for me, it's just a pleasure. I have so much information in my brain that I have this desire to just spit it out in some sort of a digital media and share it with people, because I answer the same question over and over and over again for years. So I would like it to be more accessible. So that's my goal.
Yeah, well, that's good. Well, thank you for sharing that. Not everybody likes to kind of, share what they're trying to do from a goal perspective, but that's good, because it's the one-on-one versus one-to-many is definitely a way in which you can help more people. Are there challenges that you feel you have in your business right now, other than you have so much in your head and you can't get it all out at once?
Well, challenges are always technological, right? So technology is a fantastic thing, but it has a steep learning curve. Time. So it requires time. What are the challenges? Yeah, so I would say that this is the main challenge. It's how to bring this information to people in using the modern technologies, same, for example, AI, because as any tool, it can be used for bad and it can be used for good. And it's in our power to actually promote using this technology for good, for awareness. So people take the power in their own hands about their health and their success. So that is the challenge. I don't know if it's a challenge not from negative point of view, but challenge from every challenge for me is an interesting adventure. So I would say it's an adventure.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I can tell that you are a very visionary person, and you see things. And I kind of asked this question about being a differentiator. So what do you feel that you do better than anyone in your community or online perspective?
Well, I think I am so far the only person who I know who brings emotional health into physical health to that extent of including like blending them together so tightly. So basically 50-50, I would say, and looking at the underlying emotional condition in a relation to undiagnosed or chronic or psychosomatic health conditions to create a change. And I do create a pretty dramatic change when that happens. So I don't know anybody else who is doing it, maybe due to my very diverse programming experience, because I used to create trading systems like Wall Street trading systems that have many, many components. So I think with that in me, because I program since I'm 15 years old. So, so with that, I am able to identify components and blend them together simultaneously for a high performance, like I would do with a trading system. But humans are much more complex, much more interesting. They have a soul and they have goals and destiny. And I don't know what it is, which makes it makes me even more curious. And then this curiosity I transfer to my patients, or hopefully to the online audience through my courses. It's a curiosity of, who are you? do you really know who you are or your highest potential? And I don't know anybody else who is doing that. And I wish people would do it much more in the health practitioners, asking, like, instilling this question in a person, saying, who are you? Are you sure you are living your highest potential? Are you sure you're as happy as you can be, as successful as you can be? Because when more people do that, we're going to have such a chain reaction of inspiration.
Yeah, it's that butterfly effect across the entire globe is what we're kind of looking for. So I'm going to ask you just a couple other questions here, but if someone is looking to get in touch with you, Dr. Maya, we'll share all of your links in the show description, and we'll share your social media, your websites. I know you have a couple of them. But if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, whether to set up a consultation or appointment, what's the best way they can do that?
They can go on my website, it's Dr. Maya Clinic. It will share that.
Yeah.
And on the website, they can read more about me. And there is a phone number and there's an email address. It's the best thing to email me.
Okay.
They also can text to the clinic number. There is a number there. So they can text that. I do short consultations on the phone to see if it's a right fit. Another way to get in touch with me is Dr. Maya Health is my online courses. So they can go there. Also, same thing, read about me, go to my Dr. Maya Clinic website. And also, I am everywhere in social media. They can find me on a Facebook, on Instagram, on a YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. By the way, one of the challenges, I like to grow my YouTube channel.
Okay.
So that is in my goals for the fourth quarter of this year. So, and they can Google me as well. So I'm pretty Googleable. They can see me. I'm on a search engine everywhere.
Yeah, fantastic. We'll make sure again to share your YouTube channel link for you as well for people to grab onto that. So the last question I have, Dr. Maya, comes back to the title of the podcast. It's the Prime Health Podcast. And, you know, I asked my guests this question, you know, what does Prime Health mean to you? To me, it's optimal physical and mental well-being. That doesn't mean it's for everybody because everybody's version is different. So to you, what is your definition of prime health?
And, you know, it's a great question because when I saw the name of your podcast, I'm like, I like it. What does that mean? Prime health for everybody. For me, prime health, I'll tell you what it's not. It's not an absence of symptoms. Because absence of symptoms doesn't mean that person is in a prime health. Prime health for me is when I know internally that I live my purpose and my destiny physically, emotionally, spiritually, and I fulfill my inspiration and the mission that I keep discovering. So prime health is when you are so full of life that you want to share it with others, inspire others. So maybe it's a very big one, you know, but for me, it evolved into that. Was not always that. It was absence of symptoms before. Then it was a little bit more, and now that's what I think prime health is, achieving your highest potential.
I love it. Well, thank you for sharing that. And Dr. Maya, thank you so much for being a guest on the podcast. You have some extremely unique perspectives from where you started, how you evolved, and how you continue to evolve. And you really want to help other people. And I say this with every guest, and I mean it. Of course, you and I want our information shared because we want to be able to see and attract and touch more people. But if the people are listening or watching this, if you hear what Dr. Maya has done and you think this can be beneficial, share the link with them. Let them listen to it to see that there are more opportunities out there than just drugs. Nothing against, because they definitely help people when needed, but they're definitely different options for people to seek from a healthcare practitioner. And you're very unique in the fact that you do approach the mental and physical at the same time, and they feed off of others. So that's very, very unique. So I would like our guests to make sure, our viewers to make sure that they're sharing this if possible, because you want to grow your reach and help other people. Selfishly, of course, if you like this, if you watch it on YouTube ourselves, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell so you get the notifications that are there. It's always good for us to be able to spread our message as well. So as I wrap this up, until next time, remember that true wellness is a journey we are all on together. Now, whether you're taking charge of your own health or guiding others on theirs, every step forward matters. So I would just ask you to stay committed to your prime health journey. And Dr. Maya, again, thank you very much for being a special guest.
Thank you, Dr. Derek. I am very grateful for you to create this podcast, to attract such interesting people to your podcast. And thank you, dear listeners, to be here. And yes, please share the message. Let's spread the word of health and success to everybody who can hear it. Thank you, Dr. Derek.
Absolutely.